Let me start the recording too. Okay, so today we are going to start on with actually what data types. So yesterday we saw actually how actually a Java program and then a normal program will be executed. So today we are going to see with actually data types. So hope so everyone knows about data types. Can you guys help me on what are the data types you have come across, you have learned? Any data types which you know?
Integer, float, boolean.
Superb. We have
Character,
integer,
string,
float, superb, boolean we have, then we have character, and then string. Yes, correct, superb.
Murli, are you recording?
Yes, I started the recording.
Okay, fine.
Along with that, we also have
double,
yes,
long,
byte we have,
yes,
and then we have short, integer, long, float, then we have double. Like that, these are the data types we have over here. Okay.
Murli?
Yes.
Murli, hi, this is Pragya.
Hey, hi, Prajna.
Today is the backup session for data type and
Yes. For the newcomers, actually, today is the backup session. So our regular session will be on Wednesday, Prajna.
Oh, actually, I did not get any message, so I joined the session.
Oh, is it? Actually, I thought I have forwarded to you.
No, I did not get any message from you.
Oh, is it?
Okay. Okay, fine. I will join on Wednesday.
This is not you're using?
Okay, mail ID you gave. I did not check my mail actually.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
cool. Yeah, thanks, Prajna. See you. Sorry for that, please. Okay, so cool. So we will start over there. So here we have these are the different types of data types we have over here. Now, these byte, short, integer, long. So these data types helps me to store numbers. Float and then double. These two data types helps me to store decimals. Then Boolean help me to store true or false. Character help me to store actually what? A single letter alone. Anything that comes with actually what? A single code will be treated as a character. Okay. Anything that comes actually what? With double quotes will be treated as a string. Yeah. That is, it can be a single letter or it can be a number or it can be a group of words over there. Anything that comes with actually what double quotes will be treated as a string here. Okay, so that's what actually these are the data types we have. So now the question arises is what means why we need these four data types to store numbers. Okay, that's the thing. So that is where the data types comes in picture. So now data types are like a container. Can you see? Data types are like a container. See, we have each and every container will have actually what? Sizes varying. So for example, this one is byte. Next is short, integer, long, float. Then we have double. Okay, so every data type is like a container, okay, which will help me to help actually what the variables to decide what type of value to be stored. That means, so that is everything as its own size, correct? That means byte is a small container which helps me to store values from -128 to 127. Okay, I'm not going to give the perfect numbers, I'm just trying to make you to understand the concept alone. Okay, byte helps me to store numbers from -128 to 127. That's what it will do. Got it? The same thing actually what if you see, short will help me to store numbers from -300 to 300. Integer helps me to store -500 to 500. Long -1000 to 1000. Float -1500.002 1500.00. Same thing double -2500.00 to 2500.00. Got it? So this is how actually what it stores its value. Okay, everything actually what is kind of a container which has a memory capacity that can be stored in it. Okay, that's the thing. Understood? This is about data types. Okay, so we will make it clear once we start with variables now. Okay, so I told, okay, what are the data types? Data types. A container data types are a container which helps variables to decide what type of values to be stored in it. Okay, data types are a container which helps variables to decide what type of values to be stored in it. Okay, so this is the range. Okay, so now we have seen this one. Next we'll go for variables so that you will have a clear idea. So now before that, okay, we will just see some more information alone and finally we'll jump on to that. So now I have a value called 250. Okay, 250 is the value I have. So now if you see this 250, will it comes under the range of byte -128 to 127? No. Short -300 to 300, will it come? Yes. So this 250 can be stored in short data type. Then after that integer -500 to 500, is it comes? Yes. I can also store it under integer. Then -1000 to 1000, 250 comes. Yes. Also I can store it in long. That's how actually what the decision will be done by the data types over here. Okay, which type of values to be stored in it. If I have a value called actually 750, can anyone tell me? Arpita, can you tell me in which other data types will it allow?
It will allow in long.
Yes, it allows only in the long.
Long.
Okay, because -128 to 127 or 300 to 300 or -500 to 500, here 750 cannot be stored. That's why only in long it can be stored. The same thing if it comes to decimal over there, same concept. If I have a value called actually what 2200.30 or 40, so can anyone tell me? Jesh, can you, Sanjit, can you tell me which other data types will it allow? Sanjit, you there?
It will allow double.
Yes, correct. Only in double.
Yeah, there's
yeah, sure. Thanks, Sanjit. Only it allows in double. Got it? This is how actually what data types works. Got it? Anyone ask any questions on this data types, guys? Understood? The basic concept is actually what data types are. What means a container which has a range of values which allows the variables to decide what values to be stored in it. Okay, that's the one thing. That is what data types.
Really small question. So these can be defined by the user itself, right?
It's like actually what the range is being given by the Java. So,
Yeah, correct. Range is given by the Java, but what I'm saying is like where it has to be stored, right?
correct.
Like example, we are saying like 750. So 750 can go to float also, right?
Correct. So the thing is actually what? Yes, the programmer decides as
Yeah.
what data type he wants to take it.
Yes.
So there is no restriction on it.
Yeah.
The only restriction is the value range is restricted by the Java. I can use whatever. So usually for any number type, always the preference goes to integer. We don't choose some other different things.
Okay.
Decimal seven, always we go for double, the standard practice.
Fine.
Okay, right? So the original range is here. I'll show you now. See here, this is the original range of it. See here. Byte minus 128 to 127. Dot minus 32,768 to 32,767. Minus 2 for the integer. Minus 2147,483,648 to 2147,48647. Long, more than that. Got it? That's the thing. So usually we will be using only numbers to this. Only the finance-based applications only actually what they go with long. Usually we all prefer actually what integer for it. The same thing for the double and float. If you see, in a minute. See, this is for the float. Okay. Plus or minus 3.4, sorry. 3.4028347 E4 over there, E plus over there to double for a longer number. Okay, that's how it works over there, because double can store the highest of all the data types over there. Okay, double can store the highest of all the data types. That's the one thing. Got it? So this is about the data types. This is about the data types. So just okay. So let me go to the variables here. So this range, if you want, you can have it here. Float, it's 4 bytes. Double is 8 bytes. Double is the biggest of everything. That's about it. Got it? So this is the basics that you need to know for the data types. The only thing is you should know, based on the range, my variable can decide what values to be stored in it. Got it? So any questions for anyone on this? Good. So next is variables. The next is variables here. So variables actually what means is just a memory location. Okay, it's just a memory location which helps to store values in it. Okay, data types decides what type of values to be stored. Okay, with the help of data types, it decides what type of values to be stored in it. Okay, that's the thing. So in variables, there are two things that is important to know. One is declaration. The another one is initialization. One is declaration, another one is initialization. What is this declaration? What does this initialization means? So simple. Declaration means creating a new variable. That is creating a new memory location. Initialization means storing a value to the memory location. That's it. Declaration means creating a new memory location. Initialization means storing a value to the memory location. Okay. Declaration and initialization can be done in a separate steps, or it can be done in a single step also. So how a declaration can be done? So simple. Integer I. This is how to declare a variable. Got it? Integer is the data type. I is the variable name for it. And then we have to close it with semicolon. So now what will happen? It creates me one memory location. Got it? It helps me to create one memory location. What is the memory location name? That is I. Then what is this integer? It acts as a reference to the memory location. Say to the memory location, load only the values between the range of integer alone. That means if you come over here, only store values from -500 to 500. Okay, the original numbers are this one, -2147 to this one. So for our understanding, we are just going in the easiest way. Store only values from -500 to 500. That's what this integer reference will help me to do. Store only into that. Okay, now initialization. Initialization means I is equal to 10. When I give you, now what will happen? It searches for a memory location called I. Yes, the memory location is present here. Then it stores value called 10. But before storing, it checks whether this 10 is there in between the range of -500 to 500. Yes. Why it checks whether it's there under the range? Because it's of integer type. So it checks the integer reference over there. What is the max? What is the value least, and then the max can be stored inside it. Okay. So in that 10 comes over. So that's why it allows to store. Got it? That's what this declaration initialization. Declaration initialization can also be done in a single step also. So how? Integer x is equal to 50. When I give, now what will happen? Integer x helps me to create a new memory location. The name of the memory location is what? X. Then the integer acts as a reference to the memory location. Say to the memory location, load only integer values alone. Then it stores 50. Before storing, checks whether it's there under the range of the integer. That's what. Everyone is clear about the declaration and initialization, guys? Any questions for anyone on this? Is everyone clear on this part?
Yes, yes.
Clear, right? Super. Anyone has any questions? Clear? Good.
Yeah, good.
Super.
Yeah.
Good, guys. So now we'll have a short break. So a 5 minutes break we will have till 8. Then after that we'll see the types of variables.
Sorry, Murli.
Yes.
I got to go to office. So, do we really need a break? Or Shall we
Just
continue?
5 minutes, because why means it's like if I take it continuously, for sure I know that what will happen. Some of them will
Okay.
listen, most of them actually what they will be
Okay.
exhausted. That's the thing.
Sure.
Actually 8:30 we will be perfectly will be completing it.
Okay. Fine.
Okay, till 8:30 only.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So we'll have a break for till 8, then we'll again continue. Okay, thank you. Yes. So we'll continue the session.
Yes.
So we are going to see about what are the different types of variables. So there are totally two types of variables. One is actually what we have global. The another one we have for local. Okay. So the global variables is of two types. One is static. The another one is non-static. Okay. These are the two types we have. One is static. Another one is non-static. So how normally a program will be written in Java? So if you see class, my class name I just mentioned as variables as a so always a class will have a main function. Okay, any variable which has been declared inside the function is called as a local variable. Any variable that has been declared inside the function will be called as a local variable. Any variable that has been declared outside the function, okay, that is called as a global variable. Declared means what? That is creation of the variable. Okay, where happens actually defines what type of variable it is. Okay, integer x is equal to 100, integer y equal to 200. Those are all global variables. And then inside the main function, okay, inside a function, whenever we declare, that is called as a local variable. Global variable I told is of two types, static and then non-static. So this is static. If we have a keyword called static, it's called as a static variable. If we don't have a keyword, it's called as a non-static variable. So simple. Okay. So we have seen where we used to declare a variable, and then where we declare based on that it defines what type of variable it is, whether it is global or it is local. A variable which has a keyword called static is called as a static variable. A variable which does not have any keyword defined outside is called as a non-static variable. So now the question arises how to access everything. So local variable, so simple, we will access them directly by the variable name system.out.println I. So this will help me to get my information about my variable. That is what will happen. What is the value inside I? That is 10. 10 will be given for it. Same thing. Global level variable, how to access. So global level, there are two types. So a static, non-static. First, we will see how to access a static member. So static members, always the best preference is to access them with help of the reference of a class name. Static members always will be referred with help of a class name. What is my class name? Variables. Variables dot x, the variable name. It will print me 100. There is another way. Also, static members can be accessed directly by the variable name also, but it's not the preferred way. Okay, so static members can also be accessed by directly by the variable name also, but that is not the preferred way, but still we can access them. That's a main thing. Understood? Next.
Murli, sorry.
Yes, yes.
Murli, sorry, I didn't get the part of syso variable.x. So how it will be?
So what it will do? System.out.println.
Yeah, correct.
Help me to print the values which is given.
Yes.
So local members, how we access them? Directly by the variable name.
Correct. Yes.
The same thing, static members, the best way to call them is accessing them with help of the class name. See, variables is what? That's my class name.
Okay.
So I can refer the actually what? Global static member with help of the class name. Variables dot x. That is x is what? That is my class name.
Correct. Any principle behind that, or it is a standard
yes.
what we follow?
No, there is a principle. So when I talk about the memory allocation, right, that time you guys will clearly come to know what is the need of it.
Oh, okay. Got it. Fine.
Okay. Right? Any questions, guys, for anyone on this so far? Anyone has any questions so far? Static members, the best. Yeah, yes, Harpreet.
Yeah, this one system X, it is not a static, but it is not compulsory to use.
It's actually not mandatory to refer them with help of a class name, but the best practice is to refer them with help of a class name. That's the one thing.
Okay.
Okay. So I can also refer them with help of actually by the variable name also. That's what. Okay, right? Understood? So next thing. So we have seen actually what? How to access the static member with help of the class name and then by the variable name. Now we will see how to access the non-static member. Okay, how to access the non-static member. That's what we are going to see right now. So the non-static members, how to access them means with help of a creation of an object. Okay, we just need to create the object. Based on that, we can access them. Got it? Any questions so far? So non-static members always we get them with help of reference of a static, with help of a creation of an object. So to confirm that, how to do that means so simple. See here, how to create an object. It's so simple. My class name is actually what? Variables. I just need to follow with a keyword called new variables, open and close parenthesis here. That's it. Got it? So new and then variables, then after that open and then close with parentheses. That's it. This is how we need to do. Okay. So here, right now, what is that here that you're going to make sure? So we have got the information. New variables helps me to create an object for this class. Okay, helps me to create the object. Now the information is, so we need to give a name for that memory location. Okay, the object is what? It's a memory location. I need to give a name for it. So I'll just give obj is equal to. I have given the name for the object. I need to give the reference. What is reference here? So whenever we are declaring a variable, the data types are the reference for the variables. Correct? The same thing if it is objects. So for the objects, what is the reference here means? The class names are the reference here. Okay. So the class names are the reference for the data for the objects here. I need to give variables obj is equal to new variables. That's it. Got it? So new variables helps me to create an object. Then obj is the object name for it. Okay, obj is the object name for it. Okay, then variables are the reference for it. Understood? Variables are the reference for it, and then the obj is the object name. So next, so we have created the object now. So we have referred actually what variables. So what this is going to do is so simple. This helps me to give an information as load only the global members of the variables class. Load only the global members of the variables class. That's what it's going to do. Got it? So it loads only the global members. So what are the global members? We have static and then non-static members. So two variables and then one main function. Okay. So that is functions also are also global members only. So it loads all the global and then global members. It can be static or it can be non-static. It can be actually what? A variable or it can be a function. It can be anything. It loads all the information. Okay, so now if you see, it has loaded the non-static member. So the non-static member, how we will access with reference of the object name obj dot y. Okay, so I'll just give sysO obj dot y. That's it. Clear? Next thing, This will help me to print the value of y, that is 200. I know you guys would have understood 50%, but 50% still you would have not been clear. We will talk the same thing with the help of memory location so that you will be so clear on it. Okay, don't worry. Next thing, I told static members also will be loaded into the object, correct? See here, sysO obj dot x. Okay, it loads the information. Got it? Any questions? See now. Okay, so we were able to access the global member static and non-static with reference of the object. So static members alone, if you see, I can access them with the help of the class name, directly by the variable name, and also by the help of the object name. In 3 ways I can access. Non-static members can be accessed only with the help of the object name alone. Local members always directly by the variable name alone. Okay. See now. Now let me execute this program. So if I execute this program, so what will be the output of this? That's what we are going to see. See, when I execute this program, so what will happen? Always a memory location will be created. The memory location name will be my class name with some hexadecimal number. Always my class name with some hexadecimal number. The first member which will be created inside it is static pool. Static pool is the first member which will be created into it. Got it? So then it loads all the static members inside it. So what are the static members? Static int x is equal to 100. Static int x is equal to 100. Then my main function also is a static member. It loads my main function also. Any other static members we have? That's it. Clear? So what we have done, whenever we execute the program, first a memory will be created and memory name will be my class name with some hexadecimal numbers. Okay. The first memory which will be created inside is, sorry guys, is static pool. Got it? The first memory which will be created inside is static pool. Okay. Then it loads all my static members. So that is, we have a variable called static int x is equal to 100. Then my main function public static void main. Got it? Any questions so far? Shweta, you have a question? Hey, hi Shweta, you have any question? Okay, good. So next. So then after that, now what will happen? It creates me actually what? First, actually what I told you, main function will be executed first. Because in the static level, the main function has been loaded. So first it executes the static, main function. So whenever a main function executes, a memory for the local memory for the main has been given. Local memory for main will be given. Got it? Then the main function starts to execute. Integer I is equal to 10. So I'm trying to create a local variable. So the local variable will be loaded into the main function. Got it? So the main function is created here. Then inside that one actually what? Integer I equal to 10. So the local memory has been loaded into the main function. Then system.out.println I. Whenever I refer only by the variable name, now what will happen? The search goes to the main function. Here do I have I variable? Yes, the value for the I is what? 10. So 10 will be printed for me here. Got it? 10 will be printed. Then sysO variables.ex. So the next thing is I'm referring with help of my class name. Whenever I refer with help of a class name, the search will goes to the static pool. Then here do we have x? Yes, the value is 100. The value is 100. Next, sysO x. Now I'm referring with help of the variable name alone. Now the search goes to the local memory. Do I have x variable here? No. From where this local memory has been created? From the static pool. Here, do I have x variable? Yes, the value is 100. Whenever we refer by the variable name, the search first actually what goes to the local memory. From there only the search goes to the static pool. Got it? Good. Yashwita. Yashwita. I'm not able to hear you. Shweta, I'm not able to hear you. Guys, others can hear Shweta?
No. No.
Okay. Shweta, can you just check with your mic once? Or you can also ping me in the chat. So what's your doubt? You just ping me. I can just explain you then. Okay, cool. So now we have actually what? Printed actually what? The X. So that is whenever referred by the variable name, search goes to local memory. If it is not there, goes to the static pool and then gets the value of it. Got it? Next, variables obj equal to new variables. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to create an object. New variables, what it will do, it helps me to create an object. It helps me to create an object. So what is the object name? It's obj. Obj is the object name. Then next, variables is the reference. Okay, so now what happened? Variables is the reference here for me. So now what happened right now for me? So whenever I give the reference as my class name, it helps me to load all the global members. It can be static or it can be non-static. So always static members will have a single copy. So static members, when it has a single copy, what happen? Always it takes the information from the static pool. The current value is what? It takes from there only. So static int x is equal to 100, then my main function. So it loads all the static members. The next actually what? Non-static members. Non-static members will have multiple copies. So always it takes the default value. Any other static or non-static members we have? That's it. So we have loaded everything. Okay. So whenever we create an object, what will happen right now for me? So it actually what? Loads all the static and non-static members. Static members will have a single copy. So it loads from actually what? The static pool. What is the current value? Non-static members will have multiple copies. So always it takes the default value, whichever it is present there. That's what is being done. Understood? Then sysO obj.y goes to the obj. Do we have y? Yes, the value is 200. 200 will be printed for me. Then obj.x. So now goes to the obj. Do we have x variable? Yes, that is 100. Got it? Then after that comes out of the main function. Understood? Then it comes out of the main function over here. When it comes out of the main function, it deletes the main function memory. Then it comes out of the class, it deletes the entire memory. Got it? That means after the execution, we don't have any memory stored in our local. We delete everything whichever it is unnecessary. Understood, guys? Anyone has any questions on this so far?
So Murli, does it automatically Java takes care of freeing up the memory, or we have to specifically do that?
No. Java takes care of it by itself.
Okay.
Okay. Good. So Shweta has a doubt. So variables will refer to global variables as well as functions. Correct. Global members means, okay, it refers might be a function or might be a variable. Correct. So PSVM string arguments, what does that mean? Okay, so that is what the public static void main is. What? It's my main function, public static void main. because public static void main also is a local memory only. It's a global function. So that's why it takes care of that. Understand? Understood, guys?
Yes.
Any questions for anyone on this so far?
I don't have.
Cool, super. So your answer is cleared right now, Shweta? Are you clear right now? Okay, PSVM means public static void main. It's a main function. Good. Okay, I just want everyone to just ping me as yes if you have understood so far. There is no questions. I just
No
want...
questions.
Super, great. Sangeet, from your end, you're also clear, right?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm clear.
Good. Okay, good guys. So with this, I'll stop it for today. Okay. So tomorrow we'll again actually continue with the same topic over there. So it's like right now we have seen the basics actually of execution. So tomorrow we will say actually the same thing. Right now, if we change the value, so right now we have declared one variable value and then we have utilized it. So tomorrow we will see in a way changing actually different values, and then after that how actually the memory allocation concept works. Okay, that's what we are going to see tomorrow. Okay, cool guys. So thank you. So tomorrow we'll meet by same time. Bye guys. Thank you. And one more thing actually, Sangeet, I just need your mail ID. I have Arpita and then Jayesh. Hope so you have received your mails yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, cool. Sangeet, can I have your mail ID? Can you ping me in the chat window?
Yeah, sure, Marty.
Or in WhatsApp also you can just ping me. I can just
Yeah, sure, Marty. Sure.
Okay guys, thank you. Bye guys, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.